Good morning, everybody. Lone Wolf Rick here, and it is a beautiful Monday morning here on the Las Vegas Strip. Currently 92 degrees here on the Strip, and there you're looking for a high today of 109. Yesterday set the record, or tied the record actually, for most consecutive days over 110 degrees. And today would have broke the record, or could break the record if it hits that 110 mark at any time during the day. But they're projecting a high of 109 today, so we'll see if it somewhere along the line it like inches up for a few minutes to that 110 mark and breaks the record. I'm down here, it's like on the center strip, city center. Just looking around here, I saw an interesting article that I'm going to share with y'all as we just kind of look around this area here. But I saw an interesting article this weekend that I'm going to share that's very, very interesting. And it shows it's like a, I'm not sure Las Vegas knew what they were getting into. It's like with this Formula One racing, it's, you know, it's good for Vegas. It's going to be good for business. They're expecting over 300,000 people coming into town for this thing. But the greed factor of the Formula One people is pretty unreal. They are now shaking down businesses to where, and we'll take this business right here as an interest, or as a example. This Tex-Mex Bar and Grill, they are taking what would be the fire code for occupancy. It's like for, say, a property like that. Now, I don't know how many people that holds, but just say a nice round number. We'll say, I don't know, this may be light, but it's like, we'll just say 100 people for a nice round number. And the Formula One people are sending them a bill saying it's like that they want $1,500 per person for that 100 people. So that's what, $150,000 from, like, say, this property right here, to be able to have people in your restaurant that might be watching the race. Because the race, it's like, is going to go right through this area right here. So it's pretty interesting, and they are doing it to every restaurant along the whole route. So you're at Buffalo Wild Wings and you can see 75 people in your restaurant, $1,500 a person. You're in that restaurant next to it, Nacho Daddy's, you can seat 50 people in your restaurant, $1,500 per person. McDonald's, Subway, Taco Bell, $1,500 per person. All along the strip here, it's like, you know, the restaurants in front of the Paris Hotel at $1,500 per person. And they said if they don't get it, if they don't pay, then they will put up barriers, real tall barriers, stanchions, or maybe even light fixtures to shine into the restaurant to where they won't be able to see the race inside your restaurant if you don't pay the Shakedown fee. Actually, they're calling it a licensing fee, but it's like, you and I both know, it's pretty much a shakedown. The hotels aren't immune to it either. Planet Hollywood got a bill for the hotel rooms that would be able to see the race. It's like, you know, the thing, it's like a charge per room. And while I didn't hear anything about Paris or anything like that, I'm pretty sure it's like they're all in the same thing. Probably the same thing over here. It's like these places over on this side. It is a very interesting time, and I don't think Vegas had any idea. It's like, you know, how these people did business. You know, I already reported it's like that, you know, they had a deal where this road construction is costing $80 million. And the original word was, it's like, you know, Formula One's footing the bill for that because it's like there's certain requirements and that had to be met. Where it had to be at least like 10 inches thick. It's like a certain, I don't know if it's an asphalt covering or what the actual, it's like a surface is, but it's like there had to be certain requirements met. $80 million is what it was costing. The city expected Formula One to pay that. Formula One had sent the city a bill for half of it. It said, we want half of the money. It's like for this road renovation work that we're doing here. So it's pretty interesting. Now, some of these small business owners, it's like in these restaurants and stuff, we're going to file suits. It's like saying, it's like, you know, because basically 3 days, this whole area is going to be shut down. All of these pedestrian overpasses and stuff are going to be shut down. So you have businesses like, say, this one right here, or this one right here, you won't be able to get to them because it's like they're shut down. Or the pedestrian overpass is shut down. It makes it harder to get to. A restaurant like this over here, basically it's like they will have, you know, what are they going to do? It's like, you think the customers, it's like they go in to have a $14.99 breakfast, can afford $1,500 on top of their bill, you know? And they have to pay, it's like based on the seating occupancy. You know, not it's like just the number of people in the casino at the time when the race is being run, or the number of people in the restaurant. So, you know, how will it affect a lot of these small restaurants and small businesses and stuff all through here? It's going to be an interesting time to see. It's like how this all plays out. You know, it's like all these restaurants over here with second level, like Bubble Gump and Rainforest Cafe, Sugar Factory. $1,500 per person based on the fire code occupancy for the building. Now, you and I both know it's like, especially like say Rainforest Cafe, which is kind of, you know, more family oriented and stuff. You know, a family of 4 goes in eat, they're not going to pay $6,000 on top of whatever the meal is. And I can't see in these businesses being able to afford, you know, like say this one over here, $150,000. It's like, you know, thing, and then just eat that in order to do business for the day or business for the weekend or whatever. So we'll see how this all plays out. You know, and the interesting thing is Formula One, I guess it's like places like the Wynn, the Venetian, you know, they're sponsors of the race. It's like that have paid up to $10 million just to be a sponsor for the race. They've kind of been immune to it. It's like, you know, the Formula One, I guess, isn't going to charge them like $1,500 you know, per room or whatever. It's like, you know, the thing since they've paid the sponsorship fee. But now they're trying to get those type of places to strong arm the places that are refusing to pay. Now, if Planet Hollywood had gotten a letter based on like the rooms or whatever, then that means Caesar's Palace is like, it's not a sponsor, or Caesar's Resorts is not a sponsor. And I'm sure it's like all of these places. You know, Caesars was going to build grandstands in front of their property for the race, and they're charging, you know, exorbitant fees. It's like for that, and you know, it's like, so Formula One will be charging them. I saw where the MSG Sphere is, the new Sphere here in Las Vegas. Formula One is like renting out their parking lot to build the temporary bleachers. And they paid the Sphere $10 million for basically the 3 days of the events and stuff. It's like just to put up temporary bleachers so they could charge whatever their like seating fee is or whatever. But it's my understanding that through Formula One's website that this race is not sold out. It's like not including whatever the casinos. It's like, you know, have sold packages and stuff. You know, but it's not sold out. So I saw a couple of comments. It's like, and I've heard one from a buddy. It's like they said, it's like, there's no way they would pay these fees here in Las Vegas when they could go to Austin and get it for a whole lot cheaper, watch the race for a whole lot cheaper. So it's interesting times, and that's what basically these people have been talking about, the locals anyway, that are big Formula One fans. Hello, Bus. Big Formula One fans, they're saying that, you know, for the most part, they have, you know, they'll just watch it on TV like they normally do. Now, it'll be interesting to see if it doesn't sell out, if Formula One will try to black it out here in Las Vegas. You know, like they do, say, football games or whatever. Wouldn't that be interesting? Figure for city restaurants inside the Miracle Mile shops, it's like, say, maybe on this other side here, you know, where there's restaurants all along. It's like, you know, the walkway, and if you can see outside, I'm sure it's like they've sent them a bill. It's like for $1,500 per occupant. It's like based on the fire code. But realistically, you know, for that 3-day period in November, it's going to be a real cluster anyway. And when you think about all of these pedestrian bridges closed up, so nobody can be up there to just catch a glimpse of the race. Like I said, I'm not sure Las Vegas is like was ready for how these people do business. All right, everybody, I appreciate you joining me today. I'm Lone Wolf Rick. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate that. And I just wanted to let everybody know also, it's like, you know, what I told you was basically from an article from the New York Post that covers probably a lot more detail than what I actually said. So if you're interested in reading the article, it's actually in the New York Post. Please leave a thumbs up for our video. Helps it out a lot. I'm going to take care, okay? I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody.